Hello everyone, in today's video we're going to be going over levels 0 through 8 of the Backrooms, all of the canon levels. And if you haven't before, consider subscribing. It's like only 5 seconds for you and it helps me out a whole ton. Anyway, let's get started. Level 0, the lobby. It has a survival difficulty class of 1, and it's safe, unsecure, and devoid of entities. Level 0 is the first level of the Backrooms, and the first many initial encounter. Description: Level 0 is an expansive non-Euclidean space resembling the backrooms of a retail outlet. All rooms in Level 0 share the same superficial features, such as mono yellow worn wallpaper, old moist carpet, and scattered electrical outlets. Also, inconsistently placed fluorescent lighting. Aside from these common features, no two rooms within the level are identical. The fluorescent lighting present at Level 0 hums at a constant frequency. This buzzing is notably louder and more obtrusive than ordinary fluorescent lights. An examination of the fixtures to determine the source has been inconclusive thus far. Secondly, the substance lightly saturating the carpet cannot be consistently identified. It is not water, nor is it safe to consume. Linear space in Level 0 is altered drastically. It is possible to walk in a straight line, return to the starting point, and end up in a completely different set of rooms than the one previously passed through. Due to this phenomenon and the visual similarity between each room, consistent navigation of Level 0 has been proven very difficult. Devices such as GPS locators and compasses fail to function within the level, and radio communication are audibly distorted and often prove unreliable. The most prominent threat in Level 0 is the stark lack of available resources, as the fluid saturating the carpet has been deemed unsafe for human consumption. Most are likely to perish before managing to find an exit due to extended dehydration, starvation, and exhaustion. Level 0 is thought to be entirely devoid of life. To date, no interactions with other wanderers and/or entities during explorations have ever been recorded in the level. Consequently, this effect leads to colonies and outposts being infeasible to create. Entrances. Level 0, and by extension the Backrooms, could be accessed by accidentally no-clipping out of bounds in normal reality. Also, it can be accessed by no-clipping out of certain levels in the Backrooms. Exits. There are 4 currently known methods of exiting Level 0. A variety of factors will eventually lead the hallways to fade into Level 1. No-clipping through a wall will eventually transport you to Level -1. Breaking through the floor may lead to Level 27, but there's also a chance it could lead out to the void. And rarely, wandering far enough in any direction may lead one to the Manila Room. The Manila Room. The Manila Room is an isolated spatial anomaly in the Backrooms, resembling a small square room. It is typically considered an extension of Level 0. The room gets its name for the fact that the wallpaper and the flooring have a similar color to that of manila paper. This color is distinct from the mono yellow of Level 0. Description: Similar to Level 0, the Manila Room features loud fluorescent lights. The lights of the Manila Room are very warm in color and almost a deep orange. They gradually vary in luminosity over time. And psychological and mood-related issues correlate with the intensity of the light. The Manila Room can be accessed at random from Level 0, either by a discrete entrance or via no-clipping, in which case the room may be completely sealed off from inside. This room is uneventful and at most will generate a small wooden table and a few scattered chairs near its center. The walls of the Manila Room are also very thick. However, it is speculated that there is some sort of open space within or just beyond them. The Manila Room has no fixed location and may generate anywhere in Level 0. The location is not arbitrary, however. The Manila Room appears to generate near isolated and lonely wanderers who it subconsciously attracts. If an individual travels alone for long enough, their susceptibility to the Manila Room increases. Over time, they may report a sense of dullness. This indicates they have been unknowingly approaching the Manila Room. Even if there is an exit, individuals will be strongly inclined to stay. They may also anomalously suggest there is no way of leaving. The Manila Room also supposedly experiences periods of zero light, in which no light is present in the room. During these phases, which typically last for a few hours, distant sounds of voices and machinery have been reported emanating from the walls. These noises are thought to originate from other levels in the backrooms, despite not being physically connected in any way. Entities in the conventional sense have not been reported. However, repetitive knocking, which tends to circle the room, has been reported. Knocking is especially prone to occur when trapped individuals are under emotional distress. Entrances. The only known and possible entrance to the Manila Room is by wandering enough in level 0. Exits. No clipping into this room with an object may instead transport one to level 1. Returning from where you entered will make one return to a different part of level 0. And sleeping will have a very small chance of bringing you to level 994. Level 1. Survival difficulty class 1. Safe, secure, and a minimal entity count. Level 1 is considered the second level of the backrooms. Description. Level 1 is a large sprawling warehouse that features concrete floors and walls, exposed rebar, and low-hanging fog with no discernible source. The fog often coalesces into condensation, forming puddles on the floor in inconsistent areas. Unlike Level 0, this level possesses a consistent supply of water and electricity, which allows indefinite habitation by wanderers, providing that the appropriate precautions are taken. It is far more expansive, possessing staircases, elevators, isolated rooms, and hallways. Crates of supplies appear and disappear randomly within the level, often containing mixtures of vital items including food, almond water, batteries, tarps, weaponry, clothing, and medical supplies. This also includes nonsensical objects such as car parts, crayons, syringes, burned paper, live mice, loose change, and human hair. The crates should often be approached with caution due to their contents, but they are considered a valuable resource. In addition, crude paintings and drawings with no apparent origin or meaning appear on the walls and floors. They are known to change in appearance and disappear when in not direct line of sight or when unlit. The light fixtures within Level 1 are prone to flicker and fail in inconsistent intervals. When this occurs, supplies are liable to vanish inexplicably and hostile entities may appear unexpectedly. These entities rarely attack in groups and tend to avoid light and large gatherings of people. It is advised to carry a reliable light source and sleep holding whatever items you do not wish to lose. In addition, Level 1 is also home to the hub level, bases, outposts, and communities. MEG, or Major Explorer Group Base Alpha, is the first main base of the MEG. About half the group's teams live here, mainly housing explorers and supply outposts shared within the BNTG. The base is close to one of the entrances of Level 1 and is heavily guarded against threats such as entity attacks. BNTG Traders Keep. The Traders Keep is a large city-like complex with around 412 inhabitants, all being non-hostile, and they all possess rudimentary social infrastructure. It's also the main supply hub for wanderers. The Trader's Vault is set up in the storage hall in Level 1, and they keep communications and friendly relations with the MEG. Tom's Diner. Run by Tom, a former chef before no clipping into the backrooms, it has plenty of food and storage, and is resupplied by the BNTG every few months. Tom is an amiable and optimistic person, and his diner serves as a small social hub within Level 1. Entrances. Get here from Level 0 by no clipping. This level has many entrances. Opening ordinary doors in many levels has a good chance of sending one to Level 1. Additionally, climbing out of one of the trees in Level 11.1 and the end of the 5th event in Level 92, and completing the King's Trial in Level 94 are all reliable ways of returning to Level 1. Exits. You can leave Level 1 by simply continuing to explore the backrooms. Wandering down any extended hallway often leads to Level 2. Finding holes in the wall will lead you to Level 19, where the ceiling has paintings on it. No clip through and you'll be at a party! Level 1.1. Survival difficulty, class variable. Varied safety, unsecured, and a varied entity count. Level 1.1 is a sublevel of Level 1. It resembles a long, straight corridor continuing down for an unknown distance. Description. Level 1.1 is a straight, narrow corridor in Level 1 that stretches for an undetermined distance. The walls are made of cinder blocks painted white, and the floor made of blue tile. Much of the level follows this blue and white color scheme. Occasionally, exposed piping and ventilation ducts appear through cracks and holes in the walls and ceiling. Much like Level 1, Level 1.1 is abundant in resources because of the many crates filled with supplies and scattered throughout the level. However, these crates become less frequent the further one ventures into the level, making it difficult for explorers to travel long distances. Explorers are not separated upon entering to Level 1.1, making it possible to travel in groups. This has led many explorers to embark on expeditions throughout the level. Many attempts to reach the end of Level 1.1 have been made, but none have succeeded. This is not due to the inaccessibility or distance to travel, but the dangerous variance and overall safety and entity count. The further one continues down the corridor, the more unstable the level becomes. There are 4 distinct sectors of the tunnel, as well as one unconfirmed sector, ranging from completely stable to very unstable. The later sectors are extremely dangerous and should be avoided at all costs. Sector 1. Survival difficulty Class 0. Safe, secure, and devoid of entities. Sector 1 is the first sector located in Level 1.1. It is the most explored, and it is easy to access and has a large amount of resources located in crates. The height of the ceiling varies, being anywhere from 7 to 12 feet high. However, the width of the hall stays consistent at about 12 feet wide. The humming of the fluorescent lighting is present in this sector, much like Level 0. It is common for Sector 1 to have many explorers at once. However, the amount of explorers in the sector drops significantly after Outpost 2. There have been no documented dangerous entities in this sector. Sector 1 continues for an estimated 10 to 15 miles. Sector 2. Survival difficulty Class 2. Unsafe, secure, and a low entity count. Sector 2 is the second sector of Level 1.1. While considerably more dangerous and unstable than Sector 1, experienced explorers should have no trouble navigating it. Many of the sector's features are glitched. In parts of this sector, it is possible to no-clip through a wall into other areas of Level 1. The floor in Section 2 is often slanted at odd angles, creating steep hills and drops. The sector becomes increasingly more difficult to navigate as the angle of the floor changes drastically the further one ventures into it. The colors of the corridor may change to abnormal hues. Identical sections of the hallway may repeat over and over. Pipes and ducts may block parts of the hall. It is estimated to be between 5 and 50 miles long, but is difficult to measure because of the confusing nature of the sector. If this sector is as long as the most reliable estimates believe, it is the longest sector in Level 1.1. Hostile entities are scarce, but smilers, hounds, and skin stealers occasionally appear on the sector. Explorers can easily seek shelter from the outposts located along the length of this sector. It is recommended that explorers travel in groups from this point onward. Staying alone in later sections leaves one susceptible to attacks from dangerous entities. At various locations in Sector 2, markings can be found on the wall, floor, and ceilings. They appear to be written in an unknown language and have not been able to be translated. Sector 3. Survival difficulty Class 4. Unsafe, unsecure, and a medium entity count. Sector 3 is the third sector of Level 1.1. It is very unstable and difficult to navigate. Even seasoned explorers would have a hard time traversing this level, but one outpost has been established midway through this sector that is relatively safe. Because of the instability of this level, it is more likely that one can no-clip back into a different area of Level 1. Much of this sector is shrouded in darkness, and overhead lighting or flashlights do not appear to change the state. However, there are occasionally areas of bright lights in part of the sector for reasons unknown. No apparent light source has been found. The ceiling in Sector 3 is much higher than that of the ones in Sector 1 and 2, being about 20 feet tall. The width of the corridor varies from 6 to 20 feet wide in this sector. For unknown reasons, Sector 3 exhibits a faint smell of antiseptic, which is not present in the other sectors. Smilers commonly inhabit this level. Encounters with other entities have been documented, but are difficult to prove because of the darkness of the sector. Sector 4. Survival difficulty Class Dead Zone. Environmental hazards, strictly uninhabitable, and potential for anomalous entities. Sector 4 is the last confirmed sector of Level 1.1. It is extremely dangerous and should be avoided at all costs. Not much is known about this sector other than the apparent image of it. It appears to take on a black and white color scheme, and is incredibly unstable. Reports from the expedition that discovered it say that the sector undulates wildly, making it nearly impossible to navigate. Survivors reported feeling acute vertigo, nausea, and loss of equilibrium. Much of this sector has no collision. No clipping through the level drops one into a presumably endless void. Masses of extremely dangerous entities inhabit this sector. They do not appear to obey the laws of gravity and float freely throughout the level. Some entities are glitched and generate with mutations. One explorer described a skin sealer in true form with the wings of a death moth. The group of explorers who ventured into Sector 4 returned with 7 less members, 2 badly mutilated, and 6 that had been mutated. Those that were mutated had extra arms, abnormal holes in the body, and other oddities with no ill side effects. Sector 4 was recently cordoned off by the MEG in an attempt to prevent further incidents like this one. A sign at the end of Sector 3 reads, "Warning, do not pass this point, death is imminent, to all who enters Sector 4. Despite this warning, several explorers have vanished from Level 1, and it is theorized that Level 1.1 was the cause of these disappearances. Sector 5. Survival difficulty class not available. Existence unconfirmed, likely inaccessible, and unfit for life. Based on accounts from the members of the party that ventured into Sector 4, there may have been a 5th sector. Several members spoke of a further level that they saw when they were in Sector 4. However, many of these explorers died shortly after or were driven insane. Because of this, the MEG has not confirmed any of these claims. The only description consistent among survivors was that of a beacon of light that drew explorers towards it through unknown means. Level 2. Survival difficulty Class 2. Unsafe, secure, and a low entity count. Level 2 is the 3rd level of the Backrooms and the last one you could feasibly start in. Description. Level 2 consists mainly of dark gray concrete maintenance tunnels, stretching on for millions of miles. The walls are lined with pipes and occasionally ventilation ducts, which often contain thick, viscous black liquid. Doors can sometimes be found, but most are locked or lead to dead ends. These rooms typically house shelves with random assortments of objects and occasionally computers. In certain parts of the hallways in Level 2, the heat can become unbearable, reaching 43 degrees Celsius or 110 degrees Fahrenheit or higher. This is usually in areas where the machinery is loudest, typically at the end of hallways. The entities found on this level are some of the most dangerous in the Backrooms. Noises can be heard from the vents, which are caused by crawlers. You can also find mark and employee bathrooms on Level 2. Other beings here include smilers, child facelings, clumps, hounds, male death moths, wretches, plague goblins, bursters, and skin stealers. The only thing you need to know, and can know, is to run away the moment you see one. The entity shown in the picture above has not been identified, and the fate of the original photographer is unknown. Bases, outposts, and communities. The Survivors. A group of about 29 people that explore this level. Their leader is named Austin, and they are friendly and open to trading. They hold their supplies in wooden crates found around Level 1. They were the first to discover the Wretch, and this group often has conflicts with followers of Jerry. Office Space EL-3A. Office Space EL-3A is an office space in Level 2, home to around 30 members of the BNTG. It is a habitable space in Level 2, and great for wandering survivors. Entrances. Level 2 is one of the only levels in the Backrooms that can be directly accessed from normal reality. You can come across Level 2 by exploring long enough in Level 1. It can also be directly accessed from the hub. Exits. Contrary to popular belief, not all of the doors in Level 2 are locked or lead to dead ends. Some can lead into Level 3, 4, and occasionally back into Level 1. Finding a comically proportioned multicolored door that's unlocked will lead you into Level 283. If you no-clip into an extremely hot area in Level 2, you can wind up in Level 2.1. Level 2.2. Survival difficulty Class 4. Unsafe, unsecure, and a medium entity count. Level 2.2 is the sub-level of Level 2, the third level of the Backrooms. Description: Level 2.2 is described as seemingly endless and randomly segmented, covering millions of square miles. The constant buzzing of bees has the ability to mesmerize visitors, and may have caused a few people to go insane inside the rooms. You may find indoor beehives along wandering bumblebees, carpenter bees, honeybees, and rarely sweat bees. The inhabitants of these levels feast upon the honey in these hives, as the owner of the hives has not been found. The colors of the walls may vary as you explore it for miles and miles, but most people said they were either gray or yellow. The floor has the same dark bluish-gray color to it as far as the floor has been discovered. However, rarely you may see doors and narrow pipes that bees may be able to fit through and fly around in. Almost all of the bees found in this level are neutral. An attempt to approach a hive without using a chemical spray to manipulate the pheromone of the bees will trigger the said bees in the nearby area, most often killing the suspect. People have also died attempting to swat at a bee or stomp at it, as they normally fly in groups. Entities. People have reported seeing a larger form of bee in the shadows, typically with bright, glowing wings and/or eyes in the color of blue, yellow, or red. These bees have been named phantom bees because when seen outside of the shadows, they appear translucent. Some have reported others being killed by the phantom bees by coming too close to one. It is estimated that the ratio appearance of phantom bees is 1 around every couple square miles. It is completely unknown where these phantom bees originated from, but some speculate they are hallucinations of the mind. Or they are advanced subspecies of the common death moth. You can also very rarely find other common entities within this room that got in here from other locations, such as smilers, howlers, and even less likely, lighters, and death rats. A group of people have reported spotting a phantom beehive nesting near several phantom bees. 2 of the people exploring with the group were lost to said hive. The whereabouts are currently unknown. Survival. There's a decent amount of nutrition here. As stated earlier, people are able to live on honey in the hives if they acquire said honey carefully and use a pheromone gas on the bees. Cups, bottles, and gallons of fresh water and honey tea have been seen on tabletops and can be used when a visitor runs out of almond water. Causes of death can be linked to attacks. 10% of deaths, phantom bee attacks, 80% of deaths, starvation and dehydration to 7% of the deaths, and other causes to 3% of the deaths. The estimated survival rate of a person who has stayed here for at least 2 weeks and has ventured here for at least 5 miles is 80%. Entrances. It is very hard to purposely enter this level. There isn't a specific tunnel or door of any kind that leads you to this room. Rumors say that it's possible to access this room through the ventilation in level 3, but that has not been confirmed or denied. It is speculated that 1 in 777 doors you open can take you here. Exits. Exiting this level takes a while. 1 in every 7 doors are unlocked, and there's 1 door in every 7 segments. These doors most often take you to level 2 or 3, but one of the doors somewhere has been reported to take you to level 98. Level 3. Survival difficulty Class 4. Unsafe, unsecure, and a medium entity count. Level 3 is the 4th level of the Backrooms, and it is one of the first few levels that wanderers will usually encounter. Description. Level 3 is a series of long, dark, twisting hallways that work similarly to Level 0. They all consist of randomly segmented rooms which form no particular pattern, and are always extremely loud with the noises of machinery. The hallways are very narrow and enclosed, some even requiring wanderers of average height and build to bend, hunch, crawl, or walk sideways through them. The walls are comprised of dusty brown bricks, usually covered in segments of copper pipes and mechanical components. The floors are made of an even dustier gray-tiled floor, whilst the ceiling is made entirely from metal. Level 3 is one of the largest levels in the Backrooms, estimated at around 350 million square miles in area. This presumed size makes sightings of fellow wanderers scarce when traveling through Level 3. It is recommended you enter Level 3 only if you are properly prepared to defend yourself from anything lurking in the hallways with you, as it is unlikely any aid will come should you need it. As mentioned, Level 0 and Level 3 share some similarities. The rooms are of a similar size and layout, and the hallways both are long and winding. However, the levels can contain some striking differences. One such example would pertain to the rooms of level 3 themselves, which sometimes contain objects inside of them which helps differentiates them from other rooms, something which level 0 lacks. One of the more notable examples of this is that of a set of rusty prison bars, captured in the image formed by the MEG in the initial exploration of the level in 2012. Further tests have demonstrated that no matter what methods were attempted, the bars could never be removed or opened, nor the walls around them. Such obstructions have made it impossible to traverse certain portions of level 3, so the level cannot be fully mapped at present. MEG field explorers have reported that areas where prison bars are more numerous tend to instill a heightened sense of fear and extreme discomfort in wanderers. Wanderers often claim to feel as if they are being watched, and have even claimed to see strange figures lurking beyond the bars. The MEG has concluded that such phenomena are either a result of hallucinations or merely rumors. Level 3 shares many similarities with Level 2, such as the fact that the wall is typically lined with pipes. The pipes are far less abundant than those of Level 2, but can still be found in the corners of most hallways. The echoes of the viscous black sludge that flow through these pipes is one of the main sources of noise throughout the level. The sludge in question is highly toxic and emits deadly fumes that can cause damage to the body's nervous system if inhaled, as well as second and third degree burns upon direct contact with the skin. All studies attempting to analyze the chemical composition of the sludge have yielded inconclusive results. This in itself poses an obstacle to research on the substance's properties and potential functions. Out-of-place electrical rooms can also be found randomly throughout the hallways of Level 3. These electrical rooms can vary greatly in every single aspect, but the majority of them are extremely dark and contain a single generator. Electrical or electronic appliances such as breaker boxes, computers, loose wires, security camera monitors, and fluorescent lights have also been reported. Level 3, while relatively dangerous, is considered a hotspot for supply bases. This is because Level 3 is rich with resources such as almond water, false outlets, liquid pain, fire salt, royal rations, squirt guns, and bottled lightning. Along with the aforementioned items, other objects not native to the backrooms can be found throughout this level, such as knives, lighters, bolt cutters, flashlights, and other miscellaneous weapons or supplies. Notably, Level 3 is also the level in which Wi-Fi in the backrooms is at its strongest, sitting in a consistent 3 or 4 bars instead of fluctuating randomly like in the majority of other levels. The abundant machinery within the level causes temperatures within Level 3 to be uncomfortably warm but generally bearable, with the average temperature ranging widely from 66 to 93 degrees Fahrenheit. Long distance travel across Level 3 is made difficult by regions in which the temperature may rise drastically to become extremely inhospitable, with the highest temperature ever being recorded, 135 degrees Fahrenheit. Reports also exist of a region with damp, thick air, which makes the air in these areas generally difficult to breathe. The machinery of Level 3 is quite possibly the most dangerous aspect of its ambient environment. The machines found throughout the level operate anonymously without the need for external intervention. Wanderers may benefit from useful machinery, or tap into apparently infinite extra-normal supply of electricity powering them. However, the autonomy of these machines also make them hazardously volatile. Machines often break down and require regular maintenance, which is dangerous since their power supply cannot be turned off by any means. Furthermore, the machines have been known to spontaneously combust or explode on several occasions, causing grievous injury to wanderers unfortunate enough to be in the vicinity. Despite this, the danger of machinery can be easily avoided if one does not act rashly while traversing the level, and instead scouts out a safe route. Level 3 contains many dangerous entities. It is almost impossible to traverse large distances without encountering them at least once. Hounds, facelings, wretches, male and female death moths, skin stealers, dullers, smilers, clumps, and bursters all seem to inhabit this level, preying upon anyone unlucky enough to succumb to them. The crawler fungus has been found growing here, and the high humidity makes it easy for the disease to spread here as well, so you are advised to maintain proper hygiene practices while making your way through the tunnels. Whilst these entities do not appear at every corner, their large numbers have caused countless casualties among wanderer circles and the MEG operatives alike. These entities have been reported to actively seek out hubs of human activity, particularly minor bases, in hopes of dismantling them and feasting upon their occupants. Attacks on MEG base Gamma are frequent but often pose little to no threat due to the size and defensive capabilities of the base in question. Smaller groups such as the followers of Jerry have reported difficulty in keeping their outposts intact. Many of them have experienced near or total collapse of their outposts as a result of multiple attacks and live in constant fear of their safety. Bases, communities, and outposts. Numerous groups have consistently attempted to set up bases in level 3 in order to make use of its abundant assets. A large proportion of these attempts fail merely days after they're established, as entities can and will attack vulnerable bases that are not prepared for the onslaught. The high failure rate should serve as a warning. Do not attempt to settle in level 3 unless you have the resources, manpower, and tenacity to do so. MEG Base Gamma. It's the third most important Meg base, and it has around 300 operatives permanently stationed here. They are open to trading, but commonly attacked by swarms of entities. It is the most well-powered base in the Backroom, and it is also targeted by humans for that same reason. It is the largest documented base on level 3. The BNTG Storage Facility. It is used as a primary storage facility for the BNTG. A multitude of resources belonging to the BNTG are stored in it, all prepared for trading in other levels. They are open to trading, but their rates have been known to be unreasonably high. It has around 150 permanent members, and it's the second largest documented base on level 3. Followers of Jerry, Blue Salvation. They only have 15 members, they were set up for the purpose of resource collection, they have an unpredictable threat level, and are hostile to those not willing to learn of Jerry. They are very small in size, and has come under siege and teetered on the edge of destruction multiple times. Entrances. Unlocked doors on level 2 commonly lead to level 3. Elevators on level 4 and level 5 can lead back to level 3. Entering bunkers on level 10 can sometimes lead to level 3. Buildings on level 11 that have a similar look to level 3 on the inside can sometimes teleport you to it. Rusty pipes found inside level 13 may lead to level 3 should you make contact with them. The metro is also an easy way to access level 3. Exits. Elevators on level 3 can usually lead to level 4 or 5. Wooden doors lead to level 31. Sitting in the front seats of cars that are found in electrical rooms will cause you to fall unconscious. Upon waking up, you'll be in level 69. Level 4. Survival difficulty Class 1. Safe, secure, and a minimal entity count. Level 4 is the 5th level of the Backrooms. It is the level where almond water can be found most frequently. Description. Level 4 resembles an empty office building. Though it is almost completely devoid of furniture, some rooms on this level have windows. Though most of them have been completely blacked out, any windows that have not been blacked out are considered traps and should be avoided at all costs. Level 4 is mostly devoid of entities. Hounds and dullers are the only ones to have been observed. One person claims they have seen a smiler, but no evidence exists. Because of this lack of beings, there are lots of people on level 4. Scattered around this level is water coolers, vending machines, and fountains containing almond water, and they could all be found here. Level 4 is very easy to escape from and also return to. Level 4 is one of the best places to meet other people and find supplies in the Backrooms. Before attempting to move on to any levels, it is recommended you stock up on almond water. It will be needed, especially in level 5 and 6. Bases, outposts, and communities. MEG Base Omega. Essentially, this is where the second main base of Meg is. It's where the other half of the group's teams live, and this is close to the entrances of level 5 and level 6. This base is also very heavily guarded from entities. Amor Incrementum. This is a religious cult that worships agriculture. It's one of the smallest groups in the Backrooms, having only around 10 members. They only grow plants that are various species of mold harvested from the walls in level 0 and level 1. They're incredibly hostile and not normally up for trade, unless you might have some religious objects, in which case they would most likely be willing to trade. TBT, aka To Be Determined. This group hoards various objects for themselves and is very small with only 6 members. They'll typically ignore you unless you try to interact with them, and they only really trade for strange objects that don't really have a function. So not very much is known about them at the moment. Entrances. There are many ways to reach this level. Some of the most known are to no-clip into a wall in the hub. You could also get there from level 3 by using the elevators or by finding a door on level 2 that is unlocked. Falling into the pit on level 283 also has a chance of teleporting divers into the ceiling of level 4. Exits. Level 4 has occasional exits that lead to level 5 and level 6. Most exits take form of an office-style stairway or occasional elevators that may lead back to level 3. Rarely, stairs leading up to a basement can be found, and these go to level 71. As with almost all exits in the backrooms, once you lose direct line of sight with it, it may disappear unexpectedly, so watch out for that. Level 5. Survival difficulty class 2. Unsafe, secure, and a low entity count. Level 5 is the 6th level of the backrooms. This level seems to be an infinite hotel. Description. Level 5 is an infinite hotel complex with many rooms and halls. The level itself seems to be constructed in the 1930s, with furniture dating back to the 1920s. There are 3 main areas in level 5 that are fully accessible. The surroundings of level 5 are littered with decorations and furniture from the early 20th century, the main hall being the most object-populated area of level 5. The level is mostly clean with little dust and dirt lingering on its surfaces. It seems to clean itself, as unclean spots seem to disappear only a few minutes after. The oddly pristine floors and well-cared areas make level 5 utterly unsettling. Compared to other levels close by, smooth jazz plays quietly throughout the halls via vintage turntables and vintage speakers hooked up to a sound system throughout the level. The choice and switching of music seems to be random and out of place. It is unknown how this feat is accomplished. Level 5 is fairly mysterious and infamous for its strange noises, such as distant party chatter that can be heard on the other side of the walls. People have reported that there is an unseen presence watching them around every corner. Reports have mentioned whispering and noises incoherently behind them, something tapping their shoulder when they are alone, and the supposed watching eyes from the aged paintings scattered about. Throughout level 5 are 3 main areas that are listed below. The main hall. This area is the main section of level 5 and is the most common area to discover. The walls are covered in mahogany red gold ornate wallpaper. Wanderers have even reported that the wallpaper having faces that could stare at you. However, the authenticity of these reports is questionable at best. The floors come in many variations, such as dark walnut wood, white marble, exotic red, and gold carpets. The halls themselves are very furnished in the previously mentioned decorations, including bookshelves, cabinets, antique sofas, and much more. The walls of the main hall have antique candle holders scattered across the halls, some of which are actually electric lamps and not wax candles, which can produce a constant buzz similar to level 0. Most rooms in the area are empty, but some have fully furnished living quarters that are capable of sustaining life. Doors in the area are labeled with gold placards with room numbers that seem to be random. Many of these doors are locked, but some have miraculously unlocked over time. Some can even close and open randomly. This area of level 5 also holds many elevator shafts, which can range from modern elevators to antique elevators with a copper cage. Inside the elevator contraptions are many buttons that can lead the floors 1 to 382. Accessing floors 1 through 12 will lead to another part of level 5 on the same floor, and not another floor. 13 or higher will either result in death or disappearance. It is unknown what is above floor 12. The Beverly Room, also known as the Eternal Ballroom, seems to be the main hub area in level 5. The room itself is very spacious with many doors on all sides. The amount seems to be random, and one wanderer reported hundreds of doors on the walls, floor, and ceiling. There only contains a small, fanciful table in the center illuminated by a large chandelier. The contents of the table hold many drinks and an unfinished game of mahjong. Attempts at finishing the game were unsuccessful, and most have been affected by this object, feeling forced to stay away from it. The doors of this area will either lead to the main hall or the boiler room, with the main hall being the most common occurrence. Entrances to this room will be labeled with a small silver placard reading the Beverly Room. The Boiler Room. This area of level 5 is fairly large and cluttered due to the mass amount of old machinery placed within. This area contains large vintage machinery, as mentioned before, and large industrial piping littering the walls, all intertwined, which causes the layout to be very claustrophobic. Exhaust valves line the pipes on the walls as almond water seems to flow through the pipes. The pressure of the water seems to cause the pipes to leak. The temperature of this area is fairly hot and most surfaces are dry. Steam fills the air as machines run continuously. Most rooms are filled with boilers, some have furnaces, and the noises heard here are mostly loud machinery or almond water dripping from the pipes. Wanderers report a faint whispering emitting from the large smoking furnaces. Investigations are ongoing. Maintenance elevators are present, but it is not advised to use them. Reports of a fourth area have been found in the area named Lobby Room. No one knows how to enter, as wanderers that have experienced this anomaly claim you're not supposed to know. This sentence most likely means that you are unable to remember how to enter this area. These witnesses have all lost memory of this room in the span of weeks. In fact, many of us may have already entered this room. Investigations of this area by the MEG are ongoing. Normal entities are fairly scarce in level 5. However, there's a large population of death moths that have created nests all around this level. This level is considered to be one of the many central hives of these entities. Most fly out of dark rooms swarming the halls. Level 5 contains a mixture of both female and male death moths, which the females are known to be dangerous. Luckily, the females only seem to stay in their nests and do not leave normally. However, they are most common in level 5. The only other entities that are known to appear in level 5 are hounds, woodlands, skin stealers, watchers. Yeah, I'm not even going to begin to pronounce that. Growlers, and death rats. There were reports of Entity 89, otherwise known as Ants, as well as a report of a Wrangler in the Boiler Room. Entity 26, also known as Samantha, can also be occasionally found wandering level 5 in the main hall. If you plan to approach Samantha, be sure to bring some high quality meat, bases, outposts, and communities. Homely Hotel. This group has been running a hotel in service in level 5. This group is set in the main hall, with custom signs leading to their area. This group is open to new wanderers to fill in applications to stay. They have an active food and room service to keep their wanderers safe. This is their first base, and their second being in level 11. The Originals. The Originals are a group of people who set up in one of the Beverly Rooms. The group is comprised of people that had entered the Backrooms from the span of the 1300s to the 1940s. They will only accept new members if they are from the previously mentioned time period. They mostly keep to themselves, but will trade on occasion, although they tend to stay away from large factions. There are around 31 members, and some noteworthy members are fairly historical, such as the likes of Amelia Earhart, Dorothy Arnold, John Jacob Astor IV, Captain Edward Smith, and many more. The Lost Hall Society. This group was created by an unknown entity species. The population is unknown. It's located in a wing of the level filled with libraries. It is rumored that they spend most of their time collecting, studying, and debating over historical and geographical information. They also have a reputation for their vast collection of tomes, maps, and other media containing a wealth of knowledge. They are high value to any wanderers in need of information on just about anything, as their work is still here to this day. Entrances and exits. Entrances. It can be accessed through an elevator in level 3. To enter, you can find an old stairway in level 4. Finding a damaged elevator in level 19 will lead you to level 5. Survive the eroded state in level 126 to enter level 5. Some of the unlocked doors in level 54 can lead to this level. Houses in level 10 may lead to level 5. A door in the entrance hall in level 82 can rarely lead to level 5. Some of the doors in level 92 will lead to level 5. The same can be done if you do not leave an apartment in event 3. Certain doors in level 4.2 can lead to level 5. Exits. Get back on the elevator to re-enter level 3. To exit, turn around and go back up the stairs to re-enter level 4. Travel deep into the boiler room to get to level 6, although this is not advised due to the extreme heat. Taking a dark wooden door can lead to level 9. Finding an open door on the wall, floor, or ceiling that has a forest scenery will lead to level 63. Enter a metal door found in the main hall to enter level 98. If flickering lights occur in unison, then a wooden door will appear. Open it to transport yourself to level 27. Playing an arcade cabinet in the boiler room will lead you to level 40. Enter an airlock-like door within level 5 via the boiler room to enter level 78. A large wooden gate, rarely found in the Beverly Room, can be led to level 84. A wing of the hotel secured by MEG will lead to level 171. Level 6. Survival difficulty pending. Safety undetermined, unsecured, and presence of entities undetermined. Level 6 is the 7th level of the Backrooms. Description. Very little is known about the actual structure of level 6, as the level is shrouded in total and complete darkness. No light permeates the level, and light sources brought into the level have no function. Navigation of level 6 is carried out by feeling one's way through the darkness, which is revealed that the level is comprised of seemingly endless series of tight hallways made of a smooth, cold material, which is likely concrete. In addition to being permanently dark, level 6 is also eerily silent, akin to a soundproof room. To explore level 6 is to subject oneself to a slow journey through complete darkness, total silence, and utter isolation. As such, most people who have spent more than a few minutes in level 6 have reported feelings of paranoia, dread, anxiety, and rising tension due to the unknown nature of what may lie in the darkness around them. Several witnesses have also reported occasionally hearing auditory hallucinations, such as scuttling sounds, breathing, and or whispering. Those who spent an extended time in level 6 recall feeling as if they were the only ones unable to see. Level 6 is largely regarded as one of the most dangerous early levels in the Backrooms. However, investigations have shown that as of now, no entities have been found in this level. Despite this, few people seem to leave level 6. Bases, outposts, and communities. The world's quietest room. An outpost only rumored to exist, the world's quietest room is supposedly an unspecified hallway in level 6 occupied by a single person who claims to have discovered a light switch. Any attempts to talk to this person has been unsuccessful, as they continuously beg for any onlookers to flip the switch. Any wanderers who discover this outpost, if it exists, are not advised to flip the switch. Mimicry. A community of around 4 people who claim to have adapted to level 6 darkness. Each of these 4 individuals have proven to be able to mimic any sound they hear perfectly, including voices. This community is to be avoided as much as possible. They become aware of the threat they pose. Entrances and exits. Entrances. Level 6 can be accessed through the boiler room in level 5. Any other entrances have yet to be discovered. Explorers are advised to use the boiler room as a base of operations to make frequent return missions. Exits. Exploring deep enough into level 6 can lead down to a stairwell to level 7. The easiest way to find the stairwell is to listen to the faint sound of waves. Taking a wrong turn at an indeterminate point in the level may block off access to level 7 and indeed the entrance back to level 5. Proceed with caution. Level 7. Survival difficulty class 4. Unsafe, unsecure, and a medium entity count. Level 7 is the 8th level of the Backrooms, and it poses a significant obstacle in the exploration of level 8 and further. Description. Level 7 is an impossibly large ocean that seems to stretch infinitely in all directions. Despite the absence of a fixed light source within the level, a dim natural light is present across the level. Detailed exploration of this ocean is sparse due to the extreme danger and amount of preparation it requires to navigate. What we know of level 7 is as follows. Level 7 is largely unexplored but is understood to be composed of 2 rooms. the entrance room, and the room containing the ocean itself, with a high concrete ceiling suspended above the water. The entrance room appears to be the most readily available point of entry to level 7, being directly at the bottom of the stairs from level 6. This entrance room is the most habitable part of the level and should be used as home base for those who dare explore the ocean below. The room is fully furnished with a bookcase against the left wall containing several books of unknown origin, a small coffee table, a single chair, and a fluorescent ceiling lamp. The carpeted floor is covered with a shallow pool of water no deeper than a puddle. Across from the room to the staircase to level 6 is the doorway to the ocean. Any explorers willing to traverse level 7 should be aware that the center of gravity within the entrance room is different from that of the rest of the level. The entrance room appears to be built sideways into the ceiling of level 7, with the door opening up directly above the water from a top-down perspective. Anything directly in front of the open doorway will have its gravity forcibly adjusted to that of the ocean, leading several unfortunate wanderers to plummet through the doorway into the waters below. The vast majority of level 7 is composed of the ocean outside the entrance. The door to the entrance room is located on a fixed spot on the concrete ceiling, roughly 4.5 meters above the surface of the water. Though the water surrounding the entrance is barren, wanderers traveling far enough across the surface have discovered islands made of unknown rock, which are mostly uninhabited. The ocean of level 7 is mostly uncharted, but exploration suggests that the entire level is almost completely devoid of life. The zones of level 7 are categorized by light levels and are listed as such. The Daylight Zone. As the name suggests, the Daylight Zone is the most well-illuminated part of the level 7 ocean, being slightly less dim than the surface. Very little else can be said about this zone, as it is the most barren area of the ocean. The Twilight Zone. Located just below the Daylight Zone, roughly a kilometer below the surface of the water, the Twilight Zone is significantly darker and colder. This zone contains loose bones and scraps of rusted metal, as well as the first sightings of full skeletons. These skeletons are often humanoid with notable differences, including much larger jaws containing large, sharp teeth and legs ending in what are presumed to be flippers. Several skeletons of large, unearthly fish have also been spotted, many of which are covered in bite or scratch marks. The water pressure is said to be quite strong by this point, yet it appears at no point in level 7 is the pressure great enough to crush the human skeleton. However, due to the more pressing dangers, explorers willing to travel this far or further down are advised to leave as quickly as possible. The Midnight Zone. Estimated to range at around 3 kilometers below the Twilight Zone, the Midnight Zone is completely dark. Many more full skeletons have been found within this portion of the ocean, almost all of which are those of the humanoid entities previously mentioned. There have been reports of incredibly large fish-like skeletons in the Midnight Zone, but the skeletal structures of these creatures have been described by observers as incomprehensible. The Abyss. Any depth below 7 kilometers from the surface is considered to be too dangerous to explore, with the longest recorded exploration of the Abyss lasting just under 2 minutes. The Abyss is sparsely decorated with mountainous piles of tar and rock, with a steady bubbling emanating from an unknown source below. This zone is also densely populated by the aforementioned human skeletons, most of which have been eroded in some regard by the immense pressure. Little else is unknown about the depths of the water, aside from rumors of a cave entrance in one of the underwater mountains that are said to lead to level 8. The current depth of level 7 is unknown by exact terms, but the members of the BAS have determined it to be impossibly deep architecturally. Fragments of synthetic fiber in the Midnight Zone and the Abyss should suggest that the ocean floor is carpeted. Entities. For many years, level 7 was believed to only have one entity, the infamous thing on level 7. As of April 18th, 2019, level 7 is now inhabited by another entity, one who goes by the name Tiny. The combined ferocity and physical prowess of both entities have left the entire rest of the ocean completely uninhabited, making them the primary sources of a danger within the level. Both entities appear to be matched by one another in terms of speed, strength, and detection, and are to be avoided by all means necessary. As of now, Tiny has been shown to limit himself to the Daylight and Twilight Zones, whereas the Thing makes its home in the Midnight Zone and Upper Abyss. It is unknown how or why the two appear to have an agreement of mutually assured destruction, preventing one another from hunting outside their designated territories. Exploration and survival. Due to the unreasonably hostile conditions of level 7, the following is a rough survival guide for those attempting to traverse the level. The entrance room should be treated as a home base, and trips into the ocean should be as short as possible before returning. Dropping a rope or ladder from the doorway to the surface of the ocean is essential, as it is the only conceivable way to climb back up to safety. Though the temperature of level 7's ocean is extremely low, it is not lethal except in cases of extremely long-term exposure. In addition to this, the air above the surface contains an unknown property that allows those who breathe it in to hold their breath for considerably longer than normal, almost 30 minutes in some cases. These two factors make the seemingly impossible swimming conditions surprisingly manageable, and even without diving gear. The two entities of the level are of the most concern. Confrontation should be avoided at all costs, and communication with Tiny should only take place from the safety of the entrance room or an island, though a fight with either entity is a death sentence. The Thing's life in perpetual darkness makes its eyes much more sensitive to light, and Tiny's incredibly strong sense of hearing makes him susceptible to loud noises. By using these two factors, it is possible to subdue both entities for long enough to explore with reduced risk. Bases, outposts, and communities. Fort Surrender. It's an outpost on the closest recorded island, consisting of haphazardly constructed shelter composed of broken furniture held together by tar. The inhabitants are rumored to have devoted themselves to worshipping the Thing on level 7. The number of inhabitants are unknown, but said to be somewhere between 4 and 9 people. The population of the outpost is rumored to be hostile. Entrances and exits. Entrances. The only known entrance to level 7 is through a staircase down from level 6, which leads directly into the entrance room. There are tons of rumors about a possible entrance through a puddle on the floor of level 8. Exits. The most well-known exit to level 7 can be found in an underwater cave on the side of the particularly tall mountain towards the bottom of the Midnight Zone. This mountain is almost directly below the entrance room, creating a straightforward, albeit lengthy, route to level 8. Though it is strongly discouraged, diving into the abyss and going unconscious leads directly to level 83. As of 6/28/22, a new exit has been discovered roughly 150 meters west of the entrance room that leads directly to level 9. This exit is approximately 150 meters below the surface and is marked by a collection of massive underwater pipes and stone pillars in a circular formation. In the center of this formation is a wooden door built into the floor of a circular stone platform. Judging by the high quality of the skeletons and loose bones in the area, it is safe to assume that this is where Tiny resides most of the time, so approach with extreme caution. Recent speculation suggests that level 7 may be connected in some way to the other ocean levels, as several people have claimed to have traveled by boat to level 880 by sailing extremely far to the west of the entrance room. This exit is unproven, but is being looked into as a possibly safer exit to the level. Level 8. Survival difficulty class 5. Unsafe, unsecure, and an entity infestation. Level 8 is the 9th level of the Backrooms. This level seems to be an infinite cave system with caverns and dangers around every corner. Description. Level 8 is made of huge caverns and small cave systems that twist and turn like normal underground systems. Level 8 is very damp with almond water flowing from the walls and ceilings. Stalactites and stalagmites appear to be very common in level 8. Sounds echo throughout the level, so it is relatively easy to listen for potential danger, or possibly even attract it if not careful. Level 8 is normally devoid of natural light, but light sources from an unknown origin shine on the damp walls, making the level slightly glow in select areas. Vegetation, albeit extremely rare, does exist on level 8 in the form of dried vines and small shrubs. Large pools of almond water can be found around the level, which is not safe for consumption due to the large amounts of minerals. Some pools that are found are made of viscous tar-like substances, the same substance found in level 2 and level 7. Entering the group will result in groups of humanoid hands covered in tar trying to reach out and grab the wanderer, dragging them into the pool. Another variant of the pools is one made of distilled water, and entering one will lead the wanderer to level 7. Small veins of ore exist within level 8. This level includes many types of ore materials such as iron, copper, gold, and more. The MEG have created public travel routes in safe areas of level 8 for safe travel among wanderers. Many dangerous entities reside in level 8, that being smilers, skin stealers, wretches, camo crawlers, transporters, male and female death moths, hostile facelings, blossoming eyes, hounds, death rats, paralyzed, vault crawlers, clumps, watchers, rebel hooks, wranglers, and rare sightings of stalkers. Level 8 has their own special entity known as the Reckonants of level 8. These entities are large spiders that are extremely venomous. We advised avoiding these entities at all costs. The entities known as crawlers have been reported due to the vents of level 2 connecting to level 8. The entities known as the Frayed are theorized to have been created on level 8 by an unknown group. A strange property of Entity 2 is that windows that house them can appear in level 8's walls. Due to the danger presented by the entity known as Wranglers, it's highly advised to be aware of their abilities before traversing this level. Above all, if any rumblings are heard or felt, evacuate the area immediately. Discovery. Level 8 was discovered when the Explorers group found its way into this level in 2011. The group had enumerated many encounters and discoveries until their disappearance in level 9. Since this discovery, many wanderers traversed the dangerous caverns of level 8 until 2015, when the MEG had set up an outpost to ensure the safety of wanderers who decided to traverse the level. Bases, outposts, and communities. Setting up an outpost or community within level 8 is not advised. However, this does not mean it hasn't been done. The MEG outpost Cave Raiders. This is an outpost set up by the MEG during 2015 and finished during 2016. This outpost is tasked with terminating hostile entities and mapping out routes for public transportation. This outpost has 54 members. The town of Kavaragost. This now defunct group, which was reportedly made up of an unknown species of vaguely humanoid entities, have long since disappeared without a trace. The community was said to have 78 members, and these members lived in a remote area of level 8 which was not accessible to outsiders before its abandonment. The leader of this town was reportedly more welcoming to humans than the rest of the group. There is evidence to suggest that the group existed as a means of supplying other communities with unique minerals hidden deep within level 8. These minerals appear to have also been used to create crude weapons. Members of this group are said to have been adept hunters, often skirmishing with the more hostile entities roaming near the town. It is unclear what if became of these entities or this town, but there had been no signs of life within its walls since it was discovered. Entrances and exits. Entrances. To enter, finding cave entrances in level 7 is the main way to enter level 8. Walking through a dark hallway in level 103 will lead to level 8. Wandering through the deep dark concrete caves of level 2.1 will lead to level 8. As of a yet undocumented exit in level 64 leads to level 8. Jumping through the well in level 135 can lead to level 8. Small tunnels in level negative 1.4 often lead to level 8. Crawling through the tubes in level 283 will lead to a point where the multicolored playground tubes transition into level 8's small jagged rocky caves. Exits. To exit, you can randomly fall through the floor of level 8 to enter level 9. Rare, tiny silvery passages of level 8 can lead to level 75. Vents can be found in some areas that can lead to level 2, but this is not advised. Entering the distilled water pools have been rumored to drag you back to level 7. Entering the tar pits in level 8 will cause you to be dragged into level 91 if you are lucky enough to survive. This is also not advised. No clipping through a corner of level 8 or a rare chance through exiting level 8 will bring you to level 93. No clipping through level 8 ceiling has a small chance to bring you to level 205. Finding random sets of old televisions and no clipping through them will lead you to level 104. Falling through the floor randomly can also rarely lead to level 69. Hello, I just wanted to say thank you for watching all the way through this whole long video, and I wanted to thank every one of you for 100 subscribers. It's a pretty big goal. I didn't even think I was going to get 5, to be honest, so thank you. And I'm going to be doing some different content and some of the same content in the future. I hope you're excited for that. I'll see you next time. Bye.